D&Dtv.
Hey, this is Drew Domkis with D&Dtv, and today I've got a little bit of a sad interview, but this is my little sister, Michelle Domkis.
Well, Hitchcock.
Oh, you're right, Michelle Hitchcock, sorry. I always forget that. I couldn't find her the other day in the hospital because I was looking for Michelle Domkis.
That's right.
So, this is the first time ever, maybe not ever.
Well, first time on video.
First time on video.
Right.
But what I was trying to get at is it's been about 15 years since all of us siblings have been in the same room, and so we're in the garage right now, but in the house are both of my brothers, my cousin, my other cousin came last night. We're all here to support Michelle, and she's got a little bit of a story to tell you. Lay it on us, Michelle.
Well, yeah. Last Thursday on, let's see, the 29th of May, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And there's really nothing out there that really says anything about it. There's only very few websites that have any information, and I've just kind of been fishing around for anybody and anybody who either knows somebody or has had it or knows something that they could tell me, because there's really not a lot out there. There's not a lot of awareness of it. It's a lot more common than it used to be, and this one, the Hodgkin's lymphoma, is actually treatable and curable. It's the non-Hodgkin's that is 35 different strains that you basically will die eventually from it. But this one is treatable and is curable, and after the first bout of chemo, it should go away. So I'm hoping that's what will happen, but I don't know.
So now does everybody know Hodgkin's lymphoma is cancer, right?
Right, it's a form of blood cancer, and it basically attacks all of your lymph nodes in your body, and mine right now are affected in 2 different areas and 7 different lymph nodes. So, and they just surgically removed one of them to actually get a proper diagnosis, or at least a correct diagnosis, because they've been running into brick walls with everything else that they've tried. And so the surgical biopsy was the most definitive, and it tested positive for everything that they were looking for, and it explained a lot of stuff that was going on with me last week. I was hospitalized for 4 days due to fevers going up and down for no apparent reason. No infection anywhere, but my white cell count was super high, and they couldn't find anything. And so the only thing that was apparent were my swollen lymph nodes. So they went ahead and rescheduled the surgery for a day early, and that I found out the next day.
And so right now, basically, you've taken some tests, and you're waiting to find out exactly what stage you're in.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. I had a bone marrow biopsy done last Friday, and that was interesting. I've had a PET scan, which was done yesterday, which is radioactive dye that goes injected into your bloodstream, and the cancer cells are basically attracted to the radioactive dye, and they start glowing about 15-20 minutes after they eat it. And so they did a scan, and that took about an hour to get all that done, but we got it all done. And then today I went in for my lung test, make sure that I still have, capable lung function, because one of the drugs of chemo will deteriorate lung tissue, and so they wanted to make sure that it's as healthy as it can be right now, and that's what we're trying to get done while my doctor's on vacation this week.
Well, you're in great spirits.
Of course.
And I think what would be a good idea for us to do is to just keep checking up on you.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people right now that are hearing this that, are going to be touched because, they know someone who's had it.
Right.
They know someone who's survived it.
Right.
We already have met, and with a few people who,
right.
We want you to speak with. But, I just want to tell you that I love you, and that, I'm pulling for you. We've got people trying to find a cure for cancer always online. We've got the folding team that we've talked about before, so there'll be a link on that. But
right. Yeah, and also just go to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society website. It's lls.org, and it explains a lot. It gets a lot of stuff, a lot of information, and a lot of treatment options, and a lot of cancer research and centers that you can go to, and all that. And it's overwhelming.
I'm sure it is, but thank you so much for being on the show, for being so brave to talk about it, because I know it's got to be difficult.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just needs to be more aware of it, because there's really nothing out there.
Right.
So that's what we can do.
All right, well, you're going to be all right, Michelle.
Definitely.
Thanks. You want to say goodnight to everybody?
Good night, Internet.